this is Kay Nichelle, host of Chickpeas and Lentils, and today I am making Carrot Cake Oatmeal Waffles, one of my favorites. So we're gonna jump right in. So the first thing we're gonna do is, to our 1 cup of plant-based milk, we're gonna add a teaspoon of vinegar, and I'm just using white vinegar. And what this is going to do is going to make a buttermilk-like product. It will cause the oat milk to start to curdle. And we're gonna dump everything into the blender except for the carrots, the nuts, and the nuts, and the raisins. Those are the 3 things we're not adding. So to our high-speed blender, we're adding 2 cups of rolled oats. And again, I'm always looking for ways to get oats in because I don't prefer the taste of oats, of oatmeal as a hot cereal, but I do like it in other things. And so here is another recipe where we can get some oats in a non-traditional way. So to our oats, I'm going to add 1 cup of applesauce, and this is unsweetened applesauce. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is to give our waffles a little lift and a little crispiness. Also gonna add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a ½ teaspoon of nutmeg. Now I happen to like nutmeg. If this is something that that you don't prefer, you are more than welcome to leave it out. We're also just gonna put a pinch of salt. And I'm gonna change that to 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. I think a half is way too much, and I think I have, yeah. So we're gonna do 1/4 a teaspoon of nutmeg, of ground nutmeg. We're gonna do a pinch of Himalayan salt. And we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of blackstrap molasses. I think in the original recipe that I saw the first time I made this, I didn't add any sugar to it. And what I noticed is that the waffles didn't really brown. And so if you add just a little bit of sweetness to it, along with, of course, the applesauce, you should have a nice brown waffle at the end. As a reminder, I post daily under the community tab. So if you kind of want to see what's going on in my day, sometimes I'll post pictures or just things that I come across. Make sure you check that out and comment. Okay, to that, we're going to add our plant-based milk. And if you can tell, this has started to curdle. I don't know if you can see that through that, but it starting to curdle a little bit, and that's what we want. So we're gonna put that in, and I'm gonna go blend this, and I will be right back. Okay, so I wanted to show you the texture of this. It's a really nice thick batter. And once I blended it, I added an additional 1.5 cups of just water. Okay, and what I forgot to add was our vanilla powder. we want to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla powder. And if you don't have vanilla powder, you can use vanilla extract. And I bought this from Walmart. That's where I found mine. Okay, and now we're gonna add our 1/2 cup of grated carrots. And these I'm just gonna mix in. We're not taking this back to the blender. We're just gonna mix the carrots, and we're gonna mix the raisins in, and I decided to use golden raisins. And this is 1/3 cup of golden raisins. And then this is our batter. All right, my son says that my waffle iron is not camera ready. It is very old. And so I'm gonna actually cook the, make the waffles off camera. So while the waffles are cooking, we're gonna start on our cinnamon vanilla date syrup. You need 1 cup of dates that have been soaked in 1 cup of water. And what I did was I put this in the microwave for about a minute. So what I have here is 1 cup of dates that have been soaked in 1 cup of water. And I'm just gonna go through these and make sure they have no pits in them, because I mixed all of my dates in 1 bag. Some of them have pits in them. And you want to keep your soaking water. And this is pretty hot, which is fine, because when we put it on the waffles, that means we're gonna have nice warm syrup. I think that was all of the dates that had, I think there was 1 more. So we're going to put this in our high-speed blender. And we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And our secret ingredient, which puts this over the top, is our vanilla powder. And I purchased this at my local Walmart. If you can't find it, just use a teaspoon of vanilla extract. But this just has such a, it's like vanilla on steroids. It's so creamy. It intensifies the vanilla flavor. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this over and I am going to blend it, and I will be right back. Okay, so now we're back. So a couple of tips. The amount of water that you're gonna use really depends on how dry your dates are. So we had 1 cup of water to the cup of dates, and I put all of that into the blender. And as I was blending it, I added an additional cup of water. And this is the consistency that I like. Now, if you want it thinner, just add more water. So as you can see, this kind of has like a thick caramel. And for me, this is perfect. This is so good. And I also added just a pinch of salt to bring out the sweetness of the dates. Okay, we've got it all together. We have our waffles that are nice and light and crispy, just the way I like them. And we also have some of my apple sage sausage patties on the side. And we have our date syrup, so sweet and creamy. All right, and then we're gonna add our chopped pecans. And then a dollop of our aquafaba whipped cream. Now that is a great breakfast, and it's whole foods, it's oil-free, and it will help you stay on track. Remember that this channel is here to document my weight loss story, but to also hopefully inspire you to start your own journey to wellness. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. See you next time. Bye-bye.